I know. I really should get to hairdressers before Tier 4 comes in on Friday, shouldn't I? I should. At this rate, I'm just going to let the white beard come in and dress in red all the time. But hopefully, I can get it to a hairdresser's before 6 o'clock on Friday. Anyway, um, hello, Flemington Hallside, Parish Minister Ian Cathcart, thought for the day. Welcome, glad you're here. Um, on Tuesday, I found a thing on Monday and then talked about it on Tuesday. Just somebody 82 finding faith coming no 80 when they were 82 when they wrote the article, and I thought that was it, and then I realised we had our own version of that, and at least I did when I was in Pennycook, and there was a guy, Donald, who came to faith quite late in life. It's not quite the same age-related one, but then I got a phone call. Now, I'm going to keep the names out of this because I don't want to embarrass people. Don't go searching and asking, because I'm quite sure when I describe this, if you're involved in Flemington Hallside, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about. But it was more just part of the reason why people can distance themselves from this idea that people do actually want to know about the Christian faith, and Christmas is a time when people go looking and searching. It's because you don't want to have that awkward kind of conversation, and you don't want to sort of put yourself in the firing line and put your head above the parapet. There are certain folks who do the gardens kind of round Flemington Hallside Church, and by common agreement, she's doing really well. The lady who does it now, that she heads up a team, and she would be the first one to say it's not just her, and it's not just her. But the flip side is there's actually quite a few times when it is just her. But there was, I think it was last week when basically there was a group of people from the council who were helping. And again, they've done a phenomenal job. If you've seen the benches around the church, they are stunning, very vibrant and very colourful. And let's face it, it's November and it's dark by kind of like 2:30. So anything that brings some bright colour into the situation is definitely to be commended. And so these folks were helping. But there was this one particular guy. They were at the church. Then they went to Cambuslang. Cambuslang stole them from Flemington Hallside. I forgive them. They do various churches basically, and they had spent some time in Flemington. They were going to Cambuslang, and then they were going somewhere else. And this one guy said to the woman in Flemington who kind of does the garden stuff, that he could come back and finish off what he had started. And it was just, nobody was kind of initiating a campaign or sort of trying to kind of force a conversation. But the way the conversation went, this guy was obviously just wanting to be supportive of the church. Didn't go to church. And offered up the fact that he had been to BB and he had been to kind of various things growing up in the church. But kind of like that lady on Tuesday, things get busy and drifted away. And the problem was he now felt a certain hesitation because his marriage has failed, and he didn't use the word prodigal, but it had that sense of, well, I can't really go back now. But he has the children once a fortnight. And there was within him the sense of it would actually be quite good to take the children to church. And so he was having this conversation with this lady in Flemington Hallside who does the gardens. Would it be okay? To which the ladies from Flemington Hallside quite rightly said, fantastic, come along. Great to have you. The children will like it. This has been a horrendous year. It really has. And I think people who go to church, who presently aren't going to church, but do have something of the hope and the message and the gospel of Christ within them, should recognize they have, might not feel like it right now, definitely doesn't, but they have an advantage when it comes to dealing with 2020 because they do have from Christ a kind of default setting that allows us to focus on hope. Psychologists have recorded the fact that since we've lost the hour and the clocks, since we've lost the hour and British summertime has come to an end, there has been a discernible and statistically clear increase in depression. Under no circumstances should you even entertain the idea that Christianity is this thing that you don't talk about. Because there are people out there, almost specifically because things have been tough, sometimes tough nationally, because it's been 2020 and there's been a pandemic and lockdowns just horrific, or sometimes it's challenging and difficult because of things personally. You're made unemployed, your marriage breaks up, you're a whole list. And people get to that point where, a bit like the prodigal son, he ends up feeding the pigs, and it's like, the passage actually says, and then he comes to his senses and realizes what he needs to do is go home. Some people want to come home spiritually, but don't know how. They have no spiritual sat-nav to guide them back to a place where they are spiritually home. Are you the sat-nav? Because you see, for some people, you might be the only bridge between where they are and where a fellowship of people who believe in Jesus would meet on a regular basis, even if they're not meeting right now. You may do that in your workplace. You may do that in your supermarket. You may do that around the Christmas dinner table. Or, like some, you may do it in the gardens in Flemington Hallside Parish Church. The point is, under no circumstances should you ever reach the conclusion, nobody's going to want to do that. Because they do. Are you that bridge? Because for some people, you may be the only contact. You may be the only doorway into things spiritual. Look, pray, and prepare for those conversations. Because the more you look and pray and prepare, the more they will naturally happen. For some people, you may be the only Bible they ever come into contact with. Because they don't know many people who know Scripture. Take every opportunity to share the reason that you have for the hope that you have in Jesus Christ. Pray for it to happen. Because we are coming up to that season where the people who have been in darkness have seen a great light. And certainly, for sure, since the hour has been lost and we've stopped British summertime, hi Jigs, we certainly are going about in a season of darkness. The point is, the whole of 2020 is arguably a time when things have been really dark. You could be the reason why they see a really great light. Not because you're the light, but because you have enough courage, enough knowledge, enough openness to point them to the light. How are you getting ready for Christmas? Please get ready. And I don't just mean buy all the presents. I mean, pray for the opportunities, because they'll be there. Go with God, because I know God goes with you. Bye.